How do you envision 2025 playing out for you?
After next year, I'm out of it.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
Why you retiring, Tank? Why you retiring?
What trash?
What changed? What made you?
This shit is trash, garbage. I don't care about belts and I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about none of that. That's why I don't want to box no more.
When you start losing your love for boxing, what happened?
I want to do therapy, right? It will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, West, though. I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry. Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I want to be living without being seen.
With a celebrity of your status, right? How do you just disappear and vanish?
So Gervonta Davis has officially announced after 2025 he will be done with boxing. And I can't say I'm surprised. Over the past year or so, he has been saying he isn't going to be here for much longer. I've even seen in interviews him saying he's probably only got 2 or 3 more years left in him. But now there's a little more merit and it's a little bit more serious because he put a time frame on it. He said end of 2025, that's it, he's done. And I can't really blame him for it. A sport like this, any combat sport, is brutal. It is grueling. The training is beyond any of your comprehensions if you've never trained before. It's not only physically taxing, but it's mentally taxing. You got to deal with your body constantly aching. You got to deal with the mental pressure. You also got to deal with the social media aspect of it, of people constantly trying you, constantly being disrespectful. And then also, you're not human no more. When you're a big name, a big face like Gervonta Davis, he can't go anywhere. He can't go to the grocery store by himself. There's always going to be cameras in his face. He doesn't have a lick of privacy the moment he leaves his home. And then on top of all that, because he's a big name and he's a big owner, he's made a lot of money boxing, a very successful career. He's constantly got to worry about people taking advantage of him. He's got family members with their hands out. You know, you go out to dinner and all your friends are ordering a little bit more food than they used to because they're expecting you to pay the bill. There is a lot that comes with it, and it is pretty clear to me that he is fed up with everything. Of course, as a fight fan, it's disappointing because we're not going to get some of the big fights that we wanted to see from him. But at the same time, I can see exactly where he's coming from, especially because we all got to understand that just because his record says he's 30-0, he hasn't had only 30 fights throughout his entire career. He's had a very, very long amateur career, and then on top of that, his sparring sessions are very heavy. Every fighter I've ever seen talk about them sparring Gervonta Davis, it is a fight. You're just wearing headgear. So with Gervonta's amateur career, his 30-0 professional career, and with all the sparring sessions in between, I'm sure Gervonta has had close to 1,000 fights throughout his entire career. So of course, if you're doing something around 1,000 times throughout your entire life and you dedicate your entire life to it, eventually you're going to get tired of it and you're going to want to move on with your life. He doesn't have to fight for necessity no more. He's made plenty of money. But then of course, when you look at people's comments on it, they're saying he's just going to be another lost and forgotten champion. And that is very much true. They're not wrong about that. However, if you look at the line of work throughout boxing history, they're all forgotten. Who talks about Sugar Ray Robinson anymore? Who talks about Larry Holmes? Who talks about one of my personal favorites of all time, Marvin Hagler? Nobody talks about these guys anymore. They're all getting lost and forgotten to time. There's really only 2 boxers that I can name that no matter where you go or no matter who you ask, no matter how old, it could be your grandma, it could be some little kid, they know who Muhammad Ali is, they know who Mike Tyson is. Those are the only 2 names I could possibly think of. Other than that, every other fighter is going to be forgotten and lost to time. But of course, I felt like talking about this situation because it is absolutely massive. And it's of course sad when you see a big name like Gervonta Davis, somebody who is a very entertaining fighter. Always love watching him fights. Constant knockouts. He has what, like a over 90% knockout ratio. The guy is must-see TV. So when he walks away from the sport, it is definitely going to be a big blow. I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he can find something that he really enjoys doing and that keeps him out of trouble. But feel free to let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you think Gervonta Davis will also be fighting this year, knowing that this may be his final year of his career? After Lamont Roach, he's probably only got 1 more fight left, so who would you like it to be? As always, thank you all so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next video.